So during a divorce, how does it work with disclosure, with exchange of financial information? So, a good exchange of financial information, a disclosure is required for any good divorce case, for any good settlement. How are you supposed to know what to agree on and whether you want to do what your spouse is offering as far as a settlement in a divorce case, as far as property settlement, if you don't know what there is? There's got to be full disclosure as a starting point. Well, so in Michigan, where I practice, the Supreme Court recognized this, and they actually put this into law in 2020. We started having a more succinct sort of formula and a form that you have to fill out, sign under oath, called a Verified Financial Information Form. So this form is a full disclosure form. It's required. Both people in a divorce case, the plaintiff and the defendant, both have to fill it out, required by law that you have to fill this out and you exchange the information. So basically the way the rule reads, that this form, this Verified Financial Information Form, is required to be exchanged 28 days after the defendant files an answer. So you file for divorce, you get the other person served with papers, you're the plaintiff, you filed, you're the defendant, they're the one that has to respond. The defendant then has to file an answer, and then within 28 days of them filing an answer, you're both required to fill out this financial information form, sign it under oath, and then you have to exchange the form with each other. So this form includes personal information, name, address, phone number, date of birth, identifying sort of information. It also includes employment information, who the employer is, how to contact them. It includes income information, including W-2 wages, any other type of form of income and payment. It includes a listing of any other retirement accounts, stock accounts, savings, investments, whatever it might be. That way it gets things out of the way with maybe there's an account in your spouse's name that you're not aware of. Maybe you haven't been married that long and you just don't know all the finances of each other. Or maybe you've been married a long time and you really don't know the finances of each other. Either way. So you have to include and disclose all of your income information. It's also required on this form to do a full disclosure of any real property, any real estate, any details of that real estate, what the value is, how much you owe, when it was purchased, down payment, all that kind of stuff. And then more details on financial accounts, bank accounts, name of the financial institution, how to contact them, CDs, stocks, annuities, IRAs, 401ks, 403, whatever it might be, retirement, pension, defined contribution plans, all those sorts of things. If there's a pension, then you have to put name of your employer, estimated monthly payment, the estimated present value of that pension, earliest date that you're eligible to receive it, and how exactly all that works. If there's life insurance, you have to disclose that on the form with whose life the policy's on, if there's any cash surrender value, or if it's just a term life policy that just pays something, a death benefit, it only pays if you die, then you disclose that. So that all goes in there. Automobiles and any other types of vehicles, boats, toys, motorcycles, RVs, that sort of stuff, you got to disclose what they are, who's on the title, what the value is. If you have a debt on the car, the boat, the RV, you have to list what the debt is, who's on the debt, some idea of the value, year, make, and model, that sort of information. And then personal property, not usually necessary to get into like a detailed list of the little things that are, laying around somebody's house. As far as debts, you need to disclose credit cards, personal loans, financial aid, any other maybe unsecured debt that you might have, the name of the lender, account numbers, names on the account, how much you owe. You want to have all that included in there, and any other obligations, support obligations, maybe even court-ordered obligations, child support, spousal support, whatever it might be. So the theme of this form is you really gotta fill it out and disclose everything that you have and that you know of, so that once you're getting to a point of negotiating and discussing a settlement, you have enough information, to do that. You don't want to find out that you're trying to settle your divorce case and then come to find out your spouse has an asset you weren't aware of, or even a debt that you weren't aware of. So that's a general idea. The theme is full disclosure. You sign it under oath, exchange the form, then you're on your way to working out a settlement in your divorce case.